Hey guys, I'm Alana from W1N, and thank you for watching this video. As you might know, there are two jobs that candidates are always asking us about. The first one is obviously dump truck traineeships, and the second one is a Drillers Offsider role. So look, I've never done it before, but I've actually got somebody on. She is an ex-business owner, gym personal trainer, gym manager, and Drillers Offsider. Kirsty Carrington, thank you so much for joining me, and tell me, why Drillers Offsider of all jobs?
Hi Lana, thank you for that. Look, I really enjoyed the Drillers Offsider. It's a physical position, but it's something that everybody's very capable of being able to achieve. It's not something that I know in some of the criteria it says you need to be physically fit, and it is. You do have to be physically fit, but you really need to be about that for a lot of the jobs. And I went into it because it was something new for me, always up for a good challenge and experiencing new things. So I did enjoy that. A lot of different things for me that I hadn't done before. So interesting, but good.
Yeah, perfect. And we get so many women who are like, oh, I don't know if I could do it. Is it really as hard as everyone says? Like, and tell me about the medical. Is that really like you've got to lift 40 kilos like 25 times, blah, blah, blah?
No, the medical is very simple. It's not as like I come from a gym background, so as far as anything as weight-wise, I wasn't too concerned. But when I got there, it was, that's something that if most women, I would say, if not all women, can do that. It's sort of, really for me, it's a mind over matter. You go into something, you say to yourself, yeah, I can do it, and you will do it. But if you go in there and you've got some sort of reserve about, maybe I can't do this, then, you've already put some barriers in front of you. But look, medical was easy. It's nothing like, some people were thinking that you're going to have to do a beat test and, yeah, exactly, lift heavy weights, but it wasn't like that at all.
Yeah. How long did you have to do the plank for? That's my, kryptonite, basically.
So I actually, the plank was only for a minute, so it was pretty, yeah.
Wow.
But I also was told that it depends on some of it. They don't do a plank. There's other things that they do. So plank was pretty easy for me.
Well, I hate it. Like, I can do sit-ups and all the rest, but planks, nah, no thank you. I don't know why. All right, no worries. Well, okay, so tell us, right, qualifications. What qualifications did you need to get that job?
So I went in with my HR. So that was the first thing. Before I even applied for the job, I knew that was something that I needed to have behind me before I started to apply to anything like that. So I went out and did that first. Good. And made sure that I had that before I started putting myself out there. I always wanted to make sure that I had that criteria before I start applying to work, and that just makes it a little bit easier for looking at you and not saying, oh, she doesn't have that, so it's it's not something that we can look at, but yeah, put that in place first.
Definitely. And that's one of the main things I say to candidates. Set yourself up from the start so you're not immediately going to get no dealed because you don't even meet the minimum criteria. So as you know, the criteria generally for Drillers Offsider roles is the HR license, a police certificate, and a white card, and a first aid certificate. So yeah, if that's the job that you're interested in, at least go and get that. So it's like, you're just ticking those boxes for employers when they actually see your resume. So have you got more qualifications since then?
I have. So I got my standard 11 as well, going through all that process. I had all the first aid and white card and all of that prior to doing my HR. Awesome. So yeah, it's just, look, I basically went in there knowing that these were things I needed to have before applying for a job as a Drillers Offsider, so I made sure I had them in place first. And then anything else, I asked about if there was on-site training, obviously, that I can do, or do I need to have other training in place. So on-site training was a lot that I got to go through as well. So that was a benefit. I didn't have to try and get that previous. Yep. But look, for me, it was a case of anything that I needed to do to be able to apply myself to this job, I went out and did that and made sure that I was ready for that.
Awesome. And did you drive trucks when you were out on site?
Yes, I did.
That's where I say that to so many people. You know, a Drillers Offsider role is a great job to, if you get it and decide that you don't love it because you've had that experience driving the trucks, it's really easy to then transition into a different truck driving role, like, you know, dump trucks or like water carts or something like that. So it's a great opportunity if you might want to contemplate being one step closer to, even if you do have dump truck goals. So yeah.
Right.
And what about the money? Talk to me about the money. How good was it? Ballpark.
Yep, money's good. Look, at the end of the day, the money was basically one of the first things that I looked into, because when you're going to make a big change in your career, I wanted to make sure that I was doing the right thing for myself, and setting myself up as well. So I was very happy with the start of that, and they basically start you off on a pay rate over a 6-month period. Some of them do it over 3 months, and then if you're good enough, you'll move up to the next rate. So I was happy that I was good enough to move forward. Awesome. But also, basically, I look at it this way: what you get out of it, what you put into it. So if you're not prepared to work hard and not looking for more opportunities in the role that you're already doing, I don't believe that things are going to change a lot for you. So, yep. And I work always to look for more opportunities, and 100% into what I do.
Good on you. And that's the way that it should be. Okay, now Drillers Offsider roles, they've got some pretty like murderous rosters, like rotations, like 4 and 2. What was the roster that you're doing?
I was on a 2 and 2.
Oh.
So yeah, and it was really good actually, because when I mentioned it to a few friends of mine that are in the mining, when they heard it was a 2 and 2, they told me I had a dream roster. Yeah. So and it was a great roster. First week on days shift, and then the second week on was nights. Fortunate for me, when I first started though, I was able to, I actually went into working into stores in the warehouse. So I did that for about 3-4 weeks. And so I was on days the whole time that I was doing mine. So yeah. Cool.
And how did you find nights? I loved nights back in the day.
Oh, nights was great. Yeah, nights was great. So I went into nights thinking, I was still going to be running pretty much the same shift as I did during the daytime. But even though I was doing very similar stuff that I did during the day, it was a whole lot different. So a bit more, I wouldn't say relaxed, just not the pace wasn't required of us as much as it is through the day. Yeah. But love working to watch that sunrise in the morning too.
Yeah, definitely. And the lack of flies was always a winner for me.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's a definite benefit. Yeah. Okay. All right. So from the moment you got up in the morning to the moment you put your head on your pillow at night, what was your day looking like? What time would you get up? What time would you go to the mess? What were you doing throughout the day?
So I would get up at 4 a.m. and from there I just get up and have my shower, get myself ready. From there, I would head over to the mess so that I could have breakfast, and also set myself up for my crib with all my lunch and basically setting up food to fuel my body for the whole entire day. So a few of the lads, they took, the odd sandwich and a few bits and pieces, but I stocked myself up fairly well because I'm all about fueling. Food is fuel for me, so it's important that you're always 100% on your role, and for me, making sure that my body's always topped up is one of my main priorities. And so basically from there, after having breakfast and getting my prep ready, I'd go back to my room, get my bag, and then head over towards the truck where all the crew would meet up. So for starters, we'd all jump. There'd usually be about 5 of us in the truck, and we'd head off to our pre-start meeting. So we go from there, and basically the pre-starters meeting was where The shift boss would explain any changeovers that had happened and any maintenance that needs to be done on the trucks and safety knowledge, and just preparing us going on to site if there were changes and things that we needed to know to start that day out. So from there we would drive to site, and in this case we would drive to site where our driver would drop all of us off, and we would have to swipe through to go onto site. And that was just one of the safety specs that you have to do anyway, and just to make sure that everybody's all certified and they can legally go onto site. So we'd do that, swipe through, and then our driver would go through and wait on the other side for us, and we'd drive out to site where we would start the day. And my day started off with pre-start, so I would go around and check all the machinery. I would do all the reports and readings on the gauges and whatnot, checking oil, water, just like any machinery that needs to be checked and the levels on it, and also just go and check all the diesel, where we needed to top up from. Mm-hmm. I also did a rundown with the guys that we were taking shift over from, so that anything that they'd gone through, they could explain if there was things that weren't working or things we needed to know to be on top of our game for the day. It was always good to have a rundown with the boys in regards to that as well. So just checking on all the muds and drill pipes. And so from there, after that, the day really looked about, it was very, became repetitive, some of it, because of what we were doing, basically checking. I would check every 2 to 3 hours on the machinery. Mm-hmm. And then smoko. So smoko was always a good thing to have top up and just a bit of a breather. And then we'd straight back out to it again and do the same thing, checking on the machinery. I did a lot of downloading with the driller as well. So I like to know a lot of what I'm doing, why the things that I do and how that connects to what he's operating on. So I would always try and get some more download either through the driller or my rest of my crew. Being new, I'm that person that will go out and find out as much as I can. So, I'll ask all the questions and find out why I'm having to do this so that I can connect it all and see the importance to why I'm doing everything I do and why you can't cut corners in certain things and you just shouldn't in this sort of environment either. So basically from that, we'd run our day right through to about 4:30, 4:45, and then we'd do a changeover as well with the night crew and drive back. And after that, the boys would usually go out onto their balcony and have a bit of a download on after the day. I found myself, for me, I went straight to the gym and did a workout just to unload as well. And from there, I'd go back to my room, have a shower, and then head to the mess again for dinner. So yeah. I also found with going for dinner was a really good thing. Sometimes you'd find the food that was there at night time may not have been there the next day. So I would also grab some stuff to take back to my room to have for the next day if I, for crib the next day as well. And sometimes a little snack at the end of the night.
Yeah, cool.
But that was usually my day, and and then I'd go and see the guys afterwards, just before I went back to my room and went to bed, and wake up and do it all over again.
Yep, awesome. Thank you so much for that. That was so conclusive. Really good overview of what your day looked like. Okay, so what was the best part of the job?
Oh wow! So I think for me the best part really was I loved driving the trucks. So when I first got there, obviously being new to having my HR license, I wanted to learn more about driving trucks, because that's where I was going to learn it from. So right from the time that I was in the warehouse, the boys would pull up in the trucks and I'd check to see how long they were staying, and if they were staying any longer than 5 minutes, they were back in the truck and following me or coming with me down the road, because I wanted to, I just wanted to get it, learn it. So that's probably my favourite part, was driving the trucks everywhere and going out to the main warehouse where everything was, and all this stuff that I could load on the truck as well, or the boys would load onto the truck. So that was one of my favourites. But if I'm in all honesty, I actually did enjoy doing all the heavy stuff on ground as well. Very physical stuff. So I enjoyed that. And a couple of times I think the boys thought, because, we're mudding up everything, and it's like I would still manage to keep myself clean. So but at one stage I got myself absolutely filthy, and that's just, that was part of it. So I love the whole environment. It's anything that's new like that, and then when you start to learn it over and over again, it just becomes something that you enjoy. I'm very passionate about what I do anyway when I put myself to anything. So but the trucks and getting my hands in there.
And what was something that you would be like, oh, that wasn't, what was the worst part about the job?
Oh, look, if anything, if the worst part of it was just the heat. Sometimes it's, like I just want to get in there and work, and sometimes the heat restricted you from doing a lot of that too. So a lot of the time the boys, we were lucky enough to work in a driller's cab, which was all air-conned. Some of them aren't set up like that. So the boys would always make sure that we were coming back in there and just cooling off, so that we didn't, we weren't out in the heat for too long. And that's a safety issue as well, just making sure people aren't, dehydrating. And so that's probably the only thing. But look, to me,
you loved it.
There really isn't anything that I found that I wasn't happy with. And like I said, when everything's new to you and you're just learning it all, or, and even though I was there for a while, I loved all of it. It's just, I'm that person that I can just get myself into everything. And if there is anything I'm a bit icky with, then I'll just keep doing it until I'm not.
That's the go. And were you the only female on the crew?
I was in my crew, yes. So there was actually in our the whole lot of amongst them, there was 3 other females, but I was the only female on my crew. So
and how did that go? Ease all the ladies' minds at home who are watching this thing.
So that probably was one of the things that I prepared myself for, knowing that I was going into very much a man's environment. And I was just very aware to just be myself. And I didn't have any issues with any of the guys at all. A couple of the older guys, they sort of look at you and they think, oh, here comes another female. How long is she going to last? Can she even do the job? And basically it's my personality will always, I don't know if it's challenge those guys, but always put myself in front of it to say, I am this person and I am quite capable of anything that I'm put to. And if you tell me I can't, you watch me, I will. So, I think in my case, I got along with all of them. It didn't, I introduced myself to all of them. I felt my way through knowing who was who. And the important thing for me was learning from them all. Never go along to think that I was any better than any of them, because I knew I'm not. It was brand new to me. So I wanted to learn from all these guys, and I did. And I think it sometimes solicitors, you're asking them all the questions and they're looking at you like, do you shut up? No, I do not. I want to learn everything. I want to know everything, and you're the person to ask. So.
Yeah, definitely. I was the same. I loved working with like crews of guys only. It was just like, everyone just does the job, all good. Like, I thought it was great. Yeah, that's definitely. It. Okay, so what would you say to all the ladies who are watching this right now who might be contemplating a job as a Drillers Offsider?
Yep, do it. That's exactly what I'd say to them. Just go and do it. Look, at the end of the day, you just have to believe in yourself and going out there and saying, yeah, this is what I want to do and I'm going to do it. And start positive from the get-go. Go into it knowing that, yes, it's going to be a challenge and it may be something you've never done before.
Yeah.
But do you know what? If it was easy, everybody would do it. And it's just that for me, I think there isn't anything out there that women can't apply themselves to. There may be a situation where there is a struggle in something that you apply yourself to, but if you really want to do that and you really want to be better at whatever it is, then you'll go forth and do that. And that's, for me, that was what I did when I hit the Drillers Offsider. I knew that this was something I had applied myself to and I needed to give 100% to it. And I just, there is nothing more rewarding than going into something like that and coming out the other end being successful, achieving things, but learning, so much to learn, do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's a man's environment out there, but it's a great thing to be able to get out there and be a part of that as well, and break down those barriers where women think that they can't be in that environment, or some of them do get a hard time, but you have to step back and say, how do I fix that? What do I change that in this situation? So ladies, go out there and apply yourself. There is nothing we can't do out there.
Yeah, go set yourself up, get the qualifications, make sure you're fit enough to pass the medical, and then go just do it. Send those resumes out, get the job, and then once you've been doing it for 6 months to a year, then contemplate whether you can do it or not, because you would have done it. So yeah, that's right. Just don't even think about it. There's no barriers anymore in the minds, whether it's like male or female, whatever, just do it. Yeah. Good advice.
And the opportunities are so much, they're so rewarding out there if you apply yourself, and you have two options. You can stay in the same place you are today, or you can apply yourself to change.
Yeah, damn right. And so many options can come from the Drillers Offsider role as well. Getting into a driller, like a role eventually where some of them are on like over $70 an hour for a driller. So, there are many, many opportunities. You might go into the surveyor side. You might decide, okay, I want to use my brain a little bit more, or I want to drive a truck. How can I pursue, where can this career take me? And the money just goes up like exponentially. So it's an awesome opportunity. All right, well, let's talk about you now, Kirsty. So what are your goals? And there are thousands of employers who are watching this right now. Are you open to potentially being approached by them for different jobs within the mining industry? Go for it.
Absolutely. So I am looking for anything in the way, I think for myself, I am happy to apply myself to anything that's available out there in the mining industry. I potentially would love to go into some truck roles if that's the case. I enjoy driving the trucks and being able to get in there and just be in an environment that I loved already, but also doing something that I enjoy too. Like I said, I'm happy to apply myself anywhere. Drillers Offsider again, because I really enjoyed that. But yeah, there's really no limits for me. If I guess in the way of doing stuff that I'm not experienced in, all I can say is I can apply myself to it and I will be better than what I first started out to be. I'm that person that no matter what the role is, I can put myself in there, I will learn it, I will be better at it, and I'll ask all the questions that I need to learn about it. I'm more of that person that you pop me into a position and I will follow and learn and get it to where I need to be, just like every other person that does that position and may have been doing it for years. So yeah, I'm looking forward to anything that's out there, to be honest, and there are opportunities are huge out there. I've looked at them and applying myself is just like, where do I want to be? And look, it's like I said, the opportunities are really big out there. So yeah, I'm open to stepping into any new role right now.
Yep, and you're based in Queensland. So Queensland employers, if you want, you can get in contact with us. There's an email address down the bottom of this video here. Feel free to shoot us an email if you are interested in having Kirsty or getting her details, and we can actually send you her resume. How easy is that? And Kirsty, just tell us again, what qualifications have you got? Because you are ticketed up to the max.
Yeah, I am. I have, like I said, I've got my HR license. I've got standard 11, and I did my first aid, CPR, the basic knowledge of running driving the forklifts and operations as such. Oh look,
Drillers cert.
Drillers cert. Yep. Look, my training as such, I did a lot of that on site, obviously, as well, and just it's not the certs and all that as far as anything more than what I've got. It's all out there. It's available to hit the ground running and apply yourself.
Yeah, that's it. Employers, there you go. I've just made your job easy. Hit us up with an email and we will send you the lovely Kirsty to help you with your operations. So final words, Kirsty, for candidates, for employers, what do you want to say? Tell us about Drillers Offsider. How awesome is it? Scale of 1 to 10.
Drillers Offsider is a great start to working in the mines. It's, you just can't go wrong because the opportunities they're amazing there. Like I said, as far as for myself, I went in as a Drillers Offsider and I asked questions about being a driller. I asked questions about being a manager. I watched my manager, I watched my driller, I watched the guys in the trucks. Everything, because the opportunities are so big there, I constantly had my eye open on everything and ask questions about everything, because for me, you can apply yourself to as many things and as many opportunities are out there if you want to.
Yeah, and the opportunities are unlimited, especially in the mining industry. The case it can just be getting your foot in the door, working out which way you want to go, what job appeals to you. So yeah, if you're contemplating this job, it is a definite awesome, and it is actually the easiest way and the most highly sought after career right now that employers are screaming for candidates. So if you're having issues getting in, feel free to get in contact with us as well, info@w1n.com.au. We can help you to get in, or if you're an employer and you need some staff, feel free to get in contact with us as well. Kirsty, thank you so much. You're a massive inspiration. And I know that this video will help so many people, especially ladies who have been on the fence about whether a Drillers Offsider role is right for them. So good luck with your career, and look forward to keeping in contact with you and seeing how it develops.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lana.
You're welcome. Bye.